Listen, if you run an agency and you want to push for maximum profitability, you need to be raising your prices and working with bigger clients. But as you do this and you start raising your prices in these sales calls, you're going to realize that the pricing is going to become a bigger objection depending on who you're talking to. And price objections can kill your momentum. During the sales process, the prospect is going to ask, why is it so expensive? And immediately I see agency owners start to crumble. They start sweating. They start doubting their rates. So today I'm going to give you 3 ways you can handle the objections, position yourself as a premium agency, and close higher ticket deals without slashing prices. So let's dive in. Okay, so the problem. Price objections. You're on a call with a dream prospect. They love your pitch. They love the system. They love everything about it. And then bam, I can't afford you. Why does it cost so much? I don't know if that's in the budget. Your heart races and you start to feel like, okay, maybe I should lower the price in order to get these people to sign on with me. Do not do that. Take a deep breath. This isn't an attack on you or the business. This is just negotiating. Trying to negotiate your pricing or your rates during this negotiation phase is the quickest way to lose the deal. Justifying your price puts you in a weak position. While you're trying to explain why your pricing and your rates are fair, all you're doing is weakening your position. You're begging for their approval. All it does is signal doubt, and then your client is going to, in turn, try harder to get that discount. Think about it. Do luxury brands like Rolex or Lamborghini or Mercedes or any of those, do they justify their prices? No. They state the amount with confidence, and it's take it or leave it. Listen, your agency is the same way. You're not selling hours, you're selling results, you're selling outcomes, you're selling transformation. For agency owners that want to scale to millions with peak profitability and efficiency with the best clients, and having confidence in your pricing is a non-negotiable. The doubt will cost you deals and profit. So I want you to think of it this way. Your price should reflect your expertise, your systems, and the outcomes. I've closed 6-figure deals with businesses because I position myself as a partner, not a vendor. You need to believe that your services are worth what you're asking. Otherwise, how do you expect your prospects to believe it? Listen, your systems, your SOPs, your team, all of those things, that is your cutting edge. That is the reason you're able to charge premium prices. The expertise that you've built up through however many years of doing this, the systems that you have in place to ensure that things go through without a hitch, and then the outcomes that you're promising your prospect, all of those demand premium pricing, and you have to own the value. So here are 3 things you can do the next time the pricing objection comes up. Okay, so the first one is don't panic. When a prospect questions the pricing, they're interested, they're just negotiating. Just when you get the objection, pause for 3 seconds and say, I hear you, and I'm excited to see how we can make this work. Let's talk about your goals. This little reset keeps you in control of the situation, and it shifts the focus back to the reason they're in the call to begin with. They have goals. Don't be afraid of silence in sales calls. It is valuable. And when an objection comes in, you need to receive it, you need to pause, acknowledge it, but then shift the focus. So that's number 1. Let's move on to number 2. Never lower your price on the spot, ever. Never, ever, ever. A way you can shift the conversation is to ask about their challenges. You can ask, what's the biggest challenge you're facing right now? And what is solving that worth to you? I mean, you can just be blunt about it. They have a problem. If they don't have a problem, if you haven't identified a problem at this point, that is a problem. Before you get to this point, you need to uncover their pain points, their goals, their challenges, etc. But you need to bring it back around and basically get them to assign value to their pain points. What is it worth to you if you could solve XYZ? If you could wave a magic wand right now and solve this, what's that worth to you? And for example, if they say that they need leads, you can say that, okay, well, our system generated 500 leads for this business just last month. What would 500 leads do for you? Focus on the outcomes, the revenue, the growth, the efficiency, not the tools, not the tactics, anything like that. Keep their eye on the prize. And if they keep pushing, just propose a phased approach. For example, we can start with the core deliverables first, and then we can move on to X, Y, and Z from then on. Again, here, you're not discounting, you're just breaking it up for them. So you just want to remind them of their challenges, point them towards the outcome, and then position yourself as the solution to get them there. You're just shifting the focus to value. And the third thing is let the client decide what they need to have most. Guide them towards prioritization. Say, it sounds like we both want to work together. So what are your must-haves versus your nice-to-haves? They'll either find the budget for everything or choose what fits. And again, you're not discounting at this point. If you think about car shopping, think about when you buy a car. There's not one model. There's multiple models. There's the super high end with everything, and then there's the more cost-effective approach. It's not a discount. It's a car with less features. This is not discounting. This is working with your prospect to find out what's really going to get them from point A to B, what's really going to make them happy, and then allowing them the opportunity to give you the money. I once had a prospect who wanted a $15,000 project for $8,000. By focusing on their top goal, which was doubling the conversions, and we mapped out what was a must-have versus a need-to-have, they ended up paying the full $15K. But it took walking through this process to realize that this is built exactly for them and it's exactly what they need right now. You have to let them see the value for themselves. But of course, the best defense is just preventing the objection before it happens. Qualify your prospects up front. Ask them about the budget before they ever get on the call. In your proposal, say things like, our pricing reflects the results that our system provides. Case studies do wonders. Just bring up relevant case studies. Say, hey, we helped a business like yours go from $50K a month to $150K a month using this exact system. Doing this before you ever get to the pricing helps anchor that large number in their heads to where when they see the pricing, it feels like pennies. And remember, your SOPs, your systems, like what you provide, that is your edge. You charge premium rates because you have the systems, you have the expertise, and you can deliver the outcomes that you're promising to your prospect. So listen, if you want to close higher ticket deals, you have to raise your prices. But just know that doing so, it's going to bring up sometimes more difficult of a sales process. But you need to go into it confidently. You need to go into it knowing that you're worth the value that you're asking. Don't let price objections derail your profitability, derail your MRR. Use the 3 things that I just talked about in this video to kind of take that as it comes, but shift it back around to them. You got to stay calm, shift the value, and that's it. Let them choose and position yourself as a premier agency. All right, so give it a shot on your next sales call and let me know how it goes in the comments. Be sure to subscribe for more videos on building highly profitable, highly sustainable marketing agency that focuses on systems and scaling and profits. I'll see you in the next one.